So good evening, welcome back once again to Amit Sinha IS Academy. So this is going to be our second part of Indian economy session in relation to the questions asked by UPSC on today's prelims examination, that is 4th of October 2020. So let me again start the story that we're discussing about the questions of economy. In fact, we have already discussed in our earlier video till 63 number questions of economy. In fact, then we are going to discuss now 64 number questions. You can see on the screen the 64 number question. It is in the context of the value of India-Sri Lanka trade has consistently increased in the last decade. That is correct, in fact. Then textile articles constitute an important item of trade between India and Bangladesh. Is also correct. Between them, they actually have this particular relationship. The last 5 years, Nepal has been largest trading partner. No, of course, Sri Lanka is the largest trading partner of India in South Asia. So this is incorrect. So answer here is going to be, of course, that is 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 and 2 is going to be the answer of 64. Now moving to question number 65. So the 65, it is also from the segment of the current affairs and as well as the economy, where we discussed about the international institutions also like G20. So which of the following groups are the 4 countries a member of G20? The very first one is Argentina, Mexico and South Africa are actually members of G20 along with the other developing economies like India. Alright, so that is the correct answer, that is 65. A. So 66, that is Kisan credit card. That's a very important question asked by UPSC as far as Kisan credit card. And here the question has been asked in the context of the purpose of Kisan credit card. So it is given as a working capital for the maintenance of farm assets. That is correct. It is given for purchase to combine harvesters, tractors. No, this is not long-term loan. It's not given there in this minor. Consumption requirement of farm households. It is also given for that. Post-harvest expenses. Of course, it is given for that. Construction of family house. No, it is not given for that. So of course 2 and 5 is not a part of this. So in that way, answer is 1, 3 and 4. So B is the answer. So that is the purpose of Kisan credit card. Fine. Now coming to question number 67, that is on the WPI and CPI. See, weightage of food in consumer price index is higher than that in wholesale price index. It is correct. So in CPI, food is a major component. So weightage is higher than the WPI in fact. WPI does not capture changes in the prices of services which CPI does. It's also correct. That is one of the limitations of WPI in fact. Then RBI has now adopted WPI as key measure of inflation. That's incorrect. Rather, RBI has adopted CPI. That is what RBI has done in the context of measuring the inflation in the country. Alright, that is now is going to be based upon CPI in the context of inflation targeting. So obviously that is incorrect here in that particular manner. So answer is 67 is A, that is 1 and 2. Fine. Then 68 is basically the geography question. Of course, it is based upon map. You must be knowing also. Answer here is 3 and 4, so we don't have to discuss it right now. In fact, we'll discuss it in a separate video to discuss all the other questions. Let's be focused here only on economy. So question number 69, that's another economy question. See, in question number 69, it has been asked a question in the context of MSP. Now there is a limitation of MSP to procure by the FCI in different states. So it doesn't mean that there is unlimited procurement that is there in the on the price of MSP or the food crop. So here this particular word is unlimited. It is actually incorrect, and therefore this statement is incorrect. Then in case of cereals pulses, MSP is fixed in any state at a level at which market price will never rise. So idea is, it's not like fixed in any state at UT level, market price will never rise. It is fixed at national level, not any state or UT level. Alright, so therefore it is also not correct in that way. So its answer is D, neither 1 nor 2 here. Fine. Then you have the next question is another typical question on economy which we discuss in the short-term money market instruments in fact. So it is commercial paper is short-term unsecured promissory note. It is correct in fact. Alright. So it is correct here. Then certificate of deposit is a long term instrument. No, it is not correct. It is also short term. Alright. It is short term instrument. Call money is a short term finance. Yes, it is correct. It's a short term finance. Zero coupon bonds are the interest bearing short term bonds issued by the Scheduled Commission. No, zero coupon bonds are basically long term bonds, not the short term bonds. It is incorrect. So answer here is 1 and 3 only. C. Fine, that is the correct answer of this particular issue. Then you have question number 71. Now see, question number 71, it is of history, which we have already discussed, but again since it has come here, so let me give you the idea. 71 is a part of history which we have discussed, and I have already uploaded a video on YouTube. Alright, so here the answer of 71, let us discuss that. First of all, what is Pravarjika? So Pravarjika is nothing, it is basically, of course, the wanderers who are known as Pravarjika in Buddhism, in fact. So that is what actually is Pravarjika. Then Sramana. The Sramana were basically the ascetics. So in fact, in the 6th century BCE, there was Sramanic culture that actually developed at that point of time in ancient India, including Buddhism, Jainism, even Ajivikism. They all were actually the Sramanic form of traditions that actually developed in the 6th century BC in India. So Sramana is not at all the priest, rather it is asceticism or ascetics in fact. So priest with a high status, it is incorrect. So Sramana here, it is incorrect. Then you have Upasak. So Upasak is absolutely lay followers of Buddhism. So Upasak and Upasikas. So Upasak is correct here. So 1 and 3 are correct. So B is correct here. Alright. Then we have a question on ecology and environment 72. So we don't have to discuss it right now. We'll discuss it separately in my separate video that is on other issues. Let us be focused here only on the economic issues. Fine, economic and agricultural issues, because from agriculture also we have some good number of questions asked this time. So let us discuss that those questions now. See, question number 83 is important for all of us. Let us discuss question number 83. Now 83, it is in the context of the zero tillage agriculture, in agriculture basically. Now zero tillage in agriculture, nothing, it is actually in the context of the less environmental degradation. With that, if you conduct agriculture, that is zero tillage in fact. So here the answer is 1, 2, 3. In fact, sowing of wheat is possible without burning the residual of various crop. That is actually a part of zero tillage. Without the need of nursery of rice saplings, direct planting of paddy seeds in the waste soil is possible. It's also part of the zero tillage. Carbon sequestration in the soil is possible. Of course, it is part. So just now told you, it is environment friendly agriculture is known as zero tillage agriculture. So answer is 1, 2, 3 here. Then we have question number 86, which is also part of environment. So we don't have to discuss here. Environment questions are there. Then question number 86, I think. Question number 86 is also on agriculture. Let us discuss that. So 86 is in the context of agriculture, which is on the gram, so black gram. So black gram can be cultivated as both kharif and rabi crops. That's correct. So black gram is grown in India in both summer and also during time of winter in the month of February in fact. So it is also correct. So black gram is cultivated both kharif as a kharif and rabi crops. That's correct in fact. So it is correct. Green gram alone accounts for nearly half of pulse production. That is also correct. So India is the largest producer of green gram. In fact, 70% of India's total pulses are actually in the form of green gram only. Fine, that is correct. In the last 3 decades, while the production of kharif pulses has increased, production of rabi pulses has decreased. That's correct in fact. You can see even the region of Punjab actually has shifted on the production of rice. And rice productivity in Punjab is one of the highest in India. So of course here the answer is the option 3 is equally correct for all of us. So answer is here 1, 2, 3. Fine, then you have the next question, that is the subtropical crop. So it is also studied in geography. It is also primarily it is a question of geography. However, it can also be related to the question of, you can say, in fact, economy. Fine, but it is primarily in geography you study about it. Then you have solar power. Of course, solar power here answer is only 2 only. but that is also we study in science and technology, so we'll discuss it separately. Then you have to see question number 80. Yes, 88. Now 88 is very interesting question. It is on the sugarcane industry in India. So you can see on your screen, it is on sugarcane issue. Fine. Now it is a typical question because this is latest technology has been added in sugarcane farming method, and in this context only the statement first is incorrect, because this sugarcane farming method has got a new form of farming, that is bud chip settlings. All right. Now it is done by the farmers only on the farmland. So it is not the in the nursery it is done and then transplanted in main field. So this is not done. So in that way first is incorrect. All right. So answer is obviously going to be 2, 3 and 4. So direct planting of sets is done. Germination percentage is better in single bedded sets. Bad weather conditions prevail when, of course, this is also correct, so you can cultivate it to tissue culture. So basically, through a tissue culture, what is basically done, the bud chips are taken away from the sugarcane plants only, and through that it is planted by the farmers only. So it actually saves the time, saves the energy, saves the carriage of the huge log of, you can say, the plantation of sugarcane for the farmers. So that is actually beneficial for the farmers to cultivate sugarcane in this particular method. So it's a new technology that actually is being professed in India now. The question number 89. 89 is also on agriculture. It is in the context of eco-friendly agriculture. You can see, I mean, almost all of them. Crop diversification helps in eco-friendly agriculture. That is correct. Legume intensification, that also helps in eco-friendly agriculture. Then you have tensiometer use. Now tensiometer use is also helping us in eco-friendly agriculture, because it's a science, it's a sort of a scientific technology through which we drop the water, which we pour the water in the root of the plants on the measurement of the exact content of moisture. So that is how it is also helping us in promoting eco-friendly agriculture in India and as well as in the world also. And vertical farming, that's also a part of eco-friendly agriculture practices only in India. So that is another fact. So however, the answer here is D. 1, 2, 3, 4 all are correct as far as eco-friendly agriculture is concerned. Fine, that is the issue here. Then we have question number 91. Now fertigation in agriculture. Now fertigation in agriculture simply means it is fertilizer and it is combination of fertilizer plus irrigation. So when you go for fertilizer irrigation both used together, that is called as fertigation. So of course fertigation helps us in various things. For example, first of all, it controls the alkalinity of agriculture, what is possible, that is correct. Efficient application of rock phosphate and other phosphatic fertilizers is possible. And that is something which actually has to be taken with pinch of salt, because rock phosphate cannot be used with the water, otherwise it will it is actually not going to pour on the plants in a very effective manner. So second statement is slightly concerning issue here. Then increase ability of nutrients to plant is possible, that is correct. Reduction in the leaching of chemical nutrients is also possible, that is correct. So in that way, of course, 1, 3 and 4 are most appropriate answer. In fact, C is the answer, is most appropriate for all of us in industry, in agriculture, in that way. Fine. Then we have questions. Question number yes, question number then 94. No, 94 we will be discussing it separately. Question number, yes, question 94 we are discussing separately because it is a part of science and tech also, but let me give you the idea about it. At present, real price of chemical fertilizer is market driven and not administered by the government. So of course that is partially correct. Ammonia, which is an input of urea, is produced from natural gas, that is also correct. Then sulfur, which is raw material for phosphoric and fertilizer, it is byproduct of oil refineries, that is also correct. Fine. So here in that way, answer would be, of course, it is going to be 1, 2, 3. In fact, in that way, But the first option, that is chemical fertilizer. Chemical fertilizers, we use three types of chemical fertilizers. One is urea, then we have DAP, that is diammonium phosphate, then we have muriate of potash. Alright, MOP. So three chemical fertilizers we use. But as far as the urea is concerned, urea price is still controlled by the government. Alright, on the other hand, price of DAP and MOP are not controlled by the government. Under the nutrient based subsidy scheme only it was done since 2010. So retail price of chemical fertilizer market driven and not answered by the government, it is not fully correct. So here one is not fully correct, so therefore the reason why answer, the most appropriate answer would be 2, B, 2 and 3. Alright, so that is the answer of question number 94. Fine. Then we have questions that is on geography, desert national park. Alright, this is geography question. Then we have Siachen Glacier situated in, of course, near to Aksai Chin. Alright, east of Leh. Fine, so it is different, that's a geography question only. So that is the idea with all of you. Fine, so now we don't have questions. Now this is one more question, that is question number 97. It is a part of your history only, because Bhilsa has been a famous place in history in Madhya Pradesh. Fine, that is correct in Bhilsa. Dwara Samudra, it was a capital that was created by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, in fact. So of course that is incorrect, it was in North India only. Fine, so Maharashtra is not at all Dwara Samudra. So that is incorrect. So Girinagar, that's a Girnar. Girnar is famous for the rock edict. So Gujarat is correct in that way. So Bhilsa is correct, Gujarat is correct. Asthanaveshwara or Sthanaveshwara, Thaneshwar. That is what it is. Thaneshwara is Thaneswar. Thaneswar, which is the capital of course, the Harshvardhan. In fact, Harshvardhan dynasty. Capital was Thaneswar only. Thaneswar only. It was in Haryana, not in Uttar Pradesh. So it is also incorrect. So here the answer is 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 would be the appropriate answer here. That is 1 and 3 in question number 87. Fine. The rest of the questions are of course of geography, so that is not a issue to be discussed right now here. So with this, of course, your discussion of economy questions have also been done now. Alright. So in my next video, we'll discuss about rest of the questions one by one in a detailed manner. Alright. So wait for the next video. Till that, goodbye, good night. See you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.